Okay, here is a flexibility routine that I like to use with either a TRX or gymnastics rings. So the first move is going to be just using the rings or straps for stability so that we can focus on mobilizing the hips and getting deep. So we're going to go down into a deep squat here and then shift side to side. You can kind of rotate your hips a little bit or just let gravity do the work. Take a couple deep belly breaths. Sink deep and stand back up. So just go back and forth, in and out of this move, squatting deep, driving out of it. And it's good to think about kind of sticking. I'll do it this way. You want to try to stick your butt out and keep your chest tall so that you're stretching your spine and opening up, as opposed to getting into a really deep squat like this. So if you're here, try to push that chest out and flatten your back and be a little more upright as you're moving. You can also squat down, hold on with one hand, and then reach. Just to get a little extra motion there. So that's move number one. Move number two, we're going to now go wide. You're going to keep one leg straight and you're going to dive down into a lateral lunge here. So again, the purpose is to stretch, but we can also start working on just the right alignment here. So making sure our knee is right over our toe and that I'm really sitting back with my hip. So I'm not doing like a forward knee like that. I'm not really up on the ball of my foot. I'm trying to sit that heel back, sit my hip back, and put that stretch here. And then I'm going to stand up out of it and dive to the other side. Try to keep your foot flat, but you'll get a different, maybe a little easier or just a different stretch if the toe is up. But try to keep your feet down. Moving side to side like this, keeping your chest upright, stretching that inner thigh. Nice. So this next one I'm going to show you from the side. So those were both kind of squat forms. We're going to do a hinge variation. So a hinge, instead of going down with our hips, we're just going back with our hips with a slight bend in the knee. And I'll show you with this. So what we're going to do is you're going to hold on to the rings. You're going to hinge back until your head's between your shoulders and your back is flat. And then here you can twist. So I'm trying to twist and I'll feel that all the way up my calf and my hip because I'm keeping my feet planted. And then I'm really twisting this way. Take a big inhale. Alternate to the other side. So on the rings, it just looks like this. So you're almost hanging, you're just kind of hanging at an angle instead of vertically. And just kind of easily take your time, moving side to side. Now the next one, we're going to be facing forward. So you're going to grab the rings and step this way. And then this is kind of a two-part. So part one, we're going to use the rings to open our chest. And then part two, we're going to be opening up whatever leg is back. So I'm going to walk forward and then I'm going to step into a lunge. I'm going to open and lean into that. And so this is going to open my chest up and give me a good stretch through the chest. But I'm also squeezing this back leg glute to try to get a hip stretch here. So open up, step back, and then switch to the other side. Squeeze that glute of the back leg, to open that hip. You can also open your shoulders up a little bit higher. So I'm either at a 45-degree angle, stepping in, or I'm either at a 90-degree angle or a 45-degree angle. There. And then the last one is now to be parallel to the rings. Whatever leg is furthest away from the rings, you're going to cross that leg behind. And then you're just going to sink that hip down and stretch your hip that way. So sink down, and drive back up. And you can adjust the rings wherever you feel like you're going to get the most stretch. This one might benefit from being a little bit higher here so that you can get a little more of a full stretch. So there, and then you switch it. The leg that's furthest away steps behind, and I'm leaning in to get that hip and just getting a full good twist. So I typically do these for about 60 seconds per move. Give it a shot. Let me know what you think.